Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more
Anomaly found.
Stellaris, Distant Stars, in our Dynastic Divinity, otherwise known as the Anomaly Found series. Scans indicate the presence of a foreign alien-made object on one of Figure 5A's many frozen mountaintops. Well, let's research that then. I feel like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. It's Figure 5, and then there's a number of moons, kind of like, you know, Jupiter. There's just a bunch of them. Okay, we control Arcturus now, which means that we have the next step in the phased planet quest chain. Now that the Veil is within our borders, we should investigate the possibility of stabilizing the planet's state of dimensional flux. If we wish to inhabit the glittering Gaia world, we will have to devise a method of preventing the Veil from phase shifting back into Shrouded World every 3 months. So we can get influence, or we can say, let us find a way to phase lock the planet.
Situation
Absolutely,
log
let's find a way to phase lock the planet. Dang it. Phase shift freeze available. Alright, so it looks like we need a science ship in the region. Alright, so the HSV Kabandor is high level enough, so let's send them back to take a look at that. Campira needs an upgrade there, no problem. Alright, and then let's go ahead and get the mining stations built. I'm not going to worry about the research station because the Veil is going to be colonized before long. At least if I can help it.
Construction complete.
Construction complete where? Oh, Throne of the 3 Stars is finished. Good. Alright, so we had a research agreement with the Groknaploran Interplanetary Combine. We can offer a migration treaty to them now. Interesting. So the Groknaploran are actually getting along well with us now to where we can offer a migration treaty. Let's do that. We've been getting along decently well with our neighbors. We may as well keep it going. The HSV Livendor has recovered an elongated metal box from the surface of Fegor 5A, clusters of small perforations on 5 sides. Lead Science Officer Valdrigden Badir to believe it is not a container, but some sort of aerosol dispersal device. Initial tests seem to confirm their suspicions as trace aromatics still emanate from the object. A special project has been issued to confirm whether this might be an information-carrying device constructed by some alien race, communicating primarily through the secretion and reception of atmosphere-borne chemical compounds, aka smells. Malodorous. So hopefully this is the only time we'll see this in this particular playthrough, because they've made it to where you don't see things twice anymore. Okay, so migration is open now between us and the Groknaplorans. We used to get this so many times, especially in large galaxies, so it's nice to think that we won't see it a whole bunch of times. A whiff of something! The box is indeed a document of a sort. Science Officer Valdrigden Badir admits that they had been hoping for a historical record or some other kind of codex significant to whatever culture left it behind, but they were disappointed. The true nature of the aromatic box seems to be a collection of fairly short narratives which, going by the rapid changes in odor toward the end of each sequence, are intended to surprise or be interpreted as comedic. The techniques used to store and reproduce specific smells is of some interest, but the tales it tells are not. The crew of the HSV Livendor are left with the uncomfortable feeling that they may have unwittingly become intimately familiar with what certain gaseous byproducts of alien digestion smell like. However, Valdrigden Badir is unwilling to speculate as to why the box was dumped on this frozen hellscape of a planet. Okie doke. Interesting. That's that. We do have a science ship on the way to check out this Gaia world, so we have 2 Gaia worlds potentially soon. Nice. So now fire rate has been improved on all of our ships, and we can build the command center on starbases. Now we have the option of adding the Galactic Stock Exchange as a research option. Do we want a habitability boost first? Seems like it might be a good idea. Yeah, let's do habitability, because that'll help with everything, and it's not even going to take that long.
Construction complete.
Oh. Evidently there was a trade deal offer from them that I completely missed. Not sure when that happened. Maybe it'll come back around, we'll see. So the phase shift freeze is being researched, it's 16% done. Okay, so you guys are ready to build a starbase. Rangulia. So this can definitely be added as well. We might have another sector going on out here. Unless I do more sector stuff over here, like with Ablapus. Throne of Death, yeah, Throne of Death and Throne of Life might end up being in another sector. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that, because I would rather have some of these newer... Yep. We'll have Ebermachus be part of the sector as well. Now we have room for 2 more core systems. And we do need, as I mentioned, to go ahead and colonize this world. So let's colonize it from Old Orin. And it looks like it's got a lot of food. I hate to... Yeah, let's put the colony... This is going to be Soyan Prime. Let's go with... Ah! I like it. Dontoriga. We can only randomly name the worlds at that particular moment. But now we have a new tradition available, and Dark Matter Drawing has finished. So L-Gate activation is now available to us. We are not going to go there just yet. We've researched battleships, and I do need to design battleships for the first time. So why don't I go ahead and start working on the particle lance, because that'll be an interesting thing to have on battleships. And we'll design them once that's ready. Now let's go to traditions, and there's only one choice. Claim influence costs reduced by 20%. Yay. Let's take a look at our stations, because we should have some options for improving these. Yeah, this one here definitely has a lot it can do. So, gun, missile, hangar, gun, missile, hangar. Let's do a black hole observatory. Target uplink computer. And maybe a communications jammer. How about that? And then you, I'm just going to do the same thing here. We're going to alternate a few more of those. Then we can throw down a fleet academy. Do I have fleet academies everywhere else that I need them? Yes, I do. Good. And of course we have room for one more station if we wanted one. Okay, good. Which upgrade was that? Oh, that was Task Force Marasma. They were taking a while to get there.
Our ships have been improved.
How we doing? 75% of the way done with the phase shift freeze. Good. Yeah, so there's a strong possibility that we're going to have another sector out here. Termeku Black Hole. This has an L-gate as well. I'm a little bit nervous about that. Phase lock. Following 6 months of number crunching, theory busting, and heated debate, the HSV Carpenter crew has devised a method by which the planet's particle fields can be locked into a nominal state, preventing their rotation between dimensions. A sufficiently tuned pulse of energy should freeze the veil in one state, locking it into a stable form as a Gaia world. There we go. And we got some physics research for it, so that will help with our particle lance for a little while. So now the veil can be properly colonized. And we are going to do that. We're going to send a ship from Throne of the Three Stars. I don't really need the food. I think this would be the best spot to put the new colony. So we'll do that.
Construction complete.
Also, we have this Arctic world right here that I'm technically close enough to be able to justify. Oh, wait! There's no way for them to get to this section here. Well, there is. But this part here is not connected to any territory, so I might be justified in kind of coming in here and taking some of this. Maybe not all of it. But I mean, there's some nice colonies in here if I were to make that decision. We control a lot of territory at that point, but you know what we need soon? Vassals. We haven't done anything with actual feudalism yet in this series, and as a matter of fact, we're an enlightened monarchy now. We're not a feudal empire anymore, but we do still have feudalism. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Where the heck is that science ship? You're up here. Such a long trip. Okay, we're going to upgrade those 2 research stations.
The non-believers are fighting amongst themselves.
Oh, are they now? All right, we're 9 months away from the particle lance, and then we're going to design some battleships.
Complete.
It's going to be time. Also, 1 month away from the Citadel. Good. All right, so lots of choices here. Flat cannons, cruiser build speed, Durasteel armor. Let's go for Durasteel armor. Obvious choice. And we are going to wait. Yeah, it's created a battleship designed for me automatically, but we're going to wait until
survey complete.
The particle lance is done. Okay, upgrading that science. Why are you so unhappy? Abandoned terraforming project. How much longer is that going to be the case? Oh, because we didn't finish it and broke it down, we have a permanent negative modifier? I didn't know that. Well, that's annoying. What else is affecting your happiness? Faction happiness. We have the Friends of Liberty network. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not happy with this. We need to suppress this faction, honestly. Let's use some influence to suppress them, because that's really problematic. Defensive Pact invitation. Not to us, though. Alright, habitability plus 5%. That's a slight boost to, well, happiness, actually. And fleet command limit plus 20. This could help with the new battleships. Might want to go ahead and do this. Yeah, let's do it. Otherwise, how are we going to add the battleships to our territory? Also, hey, look. Our border is being cut off by a mysterious something. God knows what. Let's go ahead and build a starbase there. And then you build... Alright, we'll very soon be able to build a starbase there.
System survey complete.
Let's deal. We would like to extend our deal. Let's go. Hey, when the save dialog popped up, it didn't actually remove the pop-up that time. I wonder if they fixed that. I've muttered under my breath about that a few times, and I'm not saying, I'm not at all saying that it was my mutterings that got their attention, but maybe someone else brought that up, that it was kind of annoying that that would happen all the time. I hope they did. That would be amazing. Okay, so I think I should just go full anchorages here. Naval Logistics Office first, maybe? And then anchorages. No, not crew quarters. No, no, no. There's that. Campira. Ooh, can upgrade that Hollow Temple. Always a nice thing to have. Do we have any colony ships getting close yet? We have one on the way. And then again, we have a science ship taking its sweet time. Science ship is now here. Good lord. Trade deal offer. Alright, the Theklock made it. How am I missing trade deals? When are these coming through? What am I doing that I keep missing trade deals? I mean, aside from the fact that I'm playing and commenting at the same time, which we've talked about ad nauseum. Alright, we have unemployed pops. Throne of Sand. You know what? Let's just do a basic science lab. And I need to start upgrading some of these stations to citadels now that I have the option. It's just they're going to be expensive. So I kind of... Part of me wants to wait.
Have granted us new wisdom.
Good. Is this a trade deal offer? No. Interior imaging of Okmail 9A suggests massive underground caverns wait below the planet's surface. They may be worth investigation. Research. Okay, particle lens is done. Good. About bloody time. Starting to see some endgame options. Let's go ahead and go for plasma cannon. And now it's time to design us some battleships. So we have... Tyrindion. I like it. Alright, so we're going to use this as the base battleship, and we'll create a few others. But let's start by making sure we have the most advanced. Oh, interesting. Crystal-infused plating is now an armor type. You have my attention. Well, it's sure as hell better, but it's more expensive. That's fine, though. That's worth it. We're going to go ahead and use that. Okay, and then do we want to have, for the front... Yes, I do want to have one with a spinal mount, but for now, why don't we do a broadside bow? I like that. Variety of weapons. Do I want to have carriers? Or do I want to have... Let's just do a weapons-based battlecruiser to start. Or no, let's Yeah, let's do one with a carrier core. And then broadside in the back. Fancy. Alright, so what that means is we have several options available now. So basic strike craft, do. Guardian point defense, let's do that. Broadside stern. Plasma accelerators may be best here. And these are small weapons. Why don't we do... I like the idea of having autocannons here next to the Guardian point defense. And then on the front, we're going to have some massive weapons of different kinds. So we're going to do a proton launcher on the very front. And then we could do an advanced railgun. And then have a couple of gamma lasers on the front. So a really wide variety of weaponry for this thing. I like it though. It's cool. All right, basic strike craft there. And then how about we do auxiliary fire control and a shield capacitor. And this is definitely going to be a line ship. That is beyond question. Save. All right, so the Tyrindion. And then we want to generate one more. Let me also, hang on, let me double check. Yeah, I already have a cruiser class carrier, or a carrier class cruiser. So I've just created a second carrier class. That's fine though, I've never really done a fighter heavy Stellaris campaign before, so let's go all in on that. I don't mind that. All right, battleship, spinal mount. With a... Let's do artillery. We want everything on this thing to be long range. This is absolutely going to be an artillery ship. Particle lance eventually will be a tachyon lance. Some railguns, and then range is 80 on these things. Yeah, I'd rather have entirely... We'll eventually be able to put different types of long-range weaponry, but I want this thing to stay well out of range and be able to do lots of damage. So entirely advanced railguns here. And then, of course, the spinal mount, which is an energy weapon. So a bit of a variety there. Let's have the same two basic computers added. Okay, those. Ooh, perfect. Celestion. I like it. Alright, so those are our two battleships. And with that being done, I can go ahead and go to the Fleet Manager, which really needs a hotkey, let's be honest. And I can add at least one of the new battleships. I can only add one, the Tyrindion. So for now, we're going to have to add the Tyrindion to one fleet. And the Celestion to another. Fun times. Let's go ahead and order those battleships. It's going to be a while before we can really build those up, but pretty soon we'll be able to take on, hopefully, whatever's through the L gates with those. Okay, so Cathia 2C has been terraformed. Really? Oh, I forgot about you. Alright, so that's now a tropical world. That's a pathetic tropical world, though. It's really tiny. And then Ulkad over here. We had a couple of terraforming projects going here. So this is the one that I did remember. Let's terraform, or rather, let's colonize from Rimuc Prime. And why not land you... I think I want to put you there. It's going to be Ulkad Prime. Actually, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to randomly name it. So we'll go with just Ulkad Prime for now. Not going to worry about it. It's not going to be a core world. So we have a colony ship on the way to Soyan. Ah, living metal lakes. Investigation of the caverns below the surface of Akmail 9A revealed them to be filled with a silvery liquid metal that flows from cavern to cavern in gleaming rivers, pooling into underground lakes. More surprising still is the discovery that this metal substance shares many key properties with organic life forms, including responding to environmental stimulus and exhibiting self-sustaining processes. It remains to be seen whether this exceptional metal should be classified as truly alive, but it may have several practical applications for our engineering technology. Alright, so we do not have the living metal technology, but we just found some living metal. That's really good. This run continues to go entirely too well. Alright, tell you what, let's get that mining station built so that we can get the research boost from that.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Have they? Okay, good. Durasteel armor. We're not using it on most of our ships right now. And as a matter of fact, I need to put the crystal armor on my other ships. But speaking of that, in order to make sure I'm able to afford all this stuff... Ooh, kinetic battery. Yep, need that first. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, see, crystal-infused plating. Oh, wait a minute. Does crystal-infused plating just bolster your hull point? Oh, okay, hang on. Glad I saw that. Alright, that clarifies something important. That just adds to the hull points of the ship. I'm going to experiment a little bit by having some crystal-infused plating, but still prioritizing mainly armor. God, I'm glad I noticed that. Can you imagine how bad that would have been? Yeah, let's just do one crystal-infused plating on the cruisers. Glad I saw the armor number go down to 0. That was the answer. That was what I needed to see. Okay, so you actually need armor. Oh, God. Ship of this design is currently being built. Of course it is. Alright, so it's going to take a second. I'll have to remember to go back in later and fix those.
Construction complete.
They're being built, both of them, at Razogeti Station. We will fix that. I will. Glad I spotted it. I can just imagine all of you seeing me do that, waiting for me to find that before that moment in the episode 2 seconds ago, just going, no!
System survey complete.
Full-on Barney Stinson. I wish I could scream no like Neil Patrick Harris can, because that man, just especially as that character, just cracks me up. That would be a great thing to be able to do as a streamer. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. Research. I don't feel like we've gotten any repeat anomalies so far, which is nice. Yeah, engineering facility, please. Colony ship on the way to the Vale. Solar Sailor. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Akmail 1. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. So we got some engineering research for that. We have an unemployed pop on Campira. We could do a mineral processing plant or a visitor center. We don't really have a lot of minerals going on here. I think I'd rather have the visitor center. And then we might be able to do a land clearance edict. We don't quite have the influence for it yet. We're still expanding.
We are spreading our faith to a new world.
How are we doing? We done? Okay, let's fix these. I am so glad I caught that. Let's get those ships upgrading. Now, why is Task Force Marasma upgrading here instead of in the Genesis system? That doesn't make any sense. You could both be upgrading at once, but instead you're both in the same system. Why didn't you go back to your home system the way I told you to? I don't get it.
Construction complete. The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
We briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from this planet. It might have been a glitch in the systems, or it could be a sign of something more. Research. So this Akmal system is actually turning out to be rather It's providing us a lot of stuff. All right, fleet command limit plus 20 is done. That's very good to know, because we need to build more battleships, and we need to have one of each type of battleship in each navy. So, starbase capacity plus 2. Regenerative hull tissue also. Ooh. So many good choices. Crap. The naval capacity is what I really want. Let's go for climate restoration just in case we have any terraforming candidates nearby. I can't recall if we do. I could check the expansion planner, really. We do, in fact. Uriel 1. So that's worth working with. But, what do we have here? Superflare warning. You have my attention. Oh yeah, I remember this. So this is one of the new modifiers from distant stars. We saw this anomaly, what, earlier in this episode, I think? Interesting. Cool.
Construction complete.
Alright, so we're still getting these anchorages built. That's helping with the naval capacity as well, thankfully. Glancing hit. While approaching Akmail 8, the HSV Commodore suddenly received a glancing hit by several passing mass driver rounds. The projectiles were billions of years old, and based on their trajectory, they appeared to be stray rounds fired from a neighboring galaxy. After missing their intended target, they continued on their journey for untold millennia until today. The rounds we have recovered are of an advanced design despite their incredible age. Cool. Upgrade. Still waiting for that science ship, which is now actually in our territory. And we're at the end of this episode. So we are literally at the end of this episode, so there's nothing... We have to wait another episode for that science ship to get to this Gaia world. This is ridiculous. Why did it pick the one that was farthest away as the one that should come investigate? There were so many... There were scientists close by. I could have picked one that was close by. I was like, okay, it won't take that long. No, it's taking forever. It's ridiculous. Following a long period of growing support for the Xeno Freedom Observatory, the Favarian Alliance of Domains has finally embraced the faction, adopting their core values and policies.
Construction complete.
Okie doke. But we're about 28 minutes into this episode. I will stop this one here. In the next one, we are... Looks like we're going to colonize Arcturus at last. We're waiting on a colony ship. It's been coming for a while. Gyroid Sovereign Territories is no longer a valid rival for our empire. That's a good sign. That means we may be able to start demanding vassalization before long because of the relative power of our empires. We just would have to cozy up to them a little bit. And they're xenophobes, so that would be hard to do. But we do now have the option to research some new technologies. We finished the research on kinetic battery and plasma cannon, and we have a new tradition available, so we will talk about some stuff that we can look into there as well in the beginning of the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.